Sai Ram children, good morning. Let's continue with chapter 13, congruency of triangles. Let's revise what we have studied in the previous session. We have studied that for two triangles to be congruent, 6 corresponding parts should be congruent. It is not necessary to show all the 6 corresponding parts of the two triangles. If the 3 specific parts of one triangle are congruent with the corresponding 3 parts of the other triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. And these 3 specific parts determine the test of congruency. And we have studied about different tests of congruency. Let's revise them. First test of congruency is SAS test. Now, as the name indicates, SAS test, it is side, angle, side. And which is the angle? It is the included angle. If two sides and the included angle of a triangle are congruent with two corresponding sides and the included angle of the other triangle, then the triangles are congruent with each other. Next one is SSS test. As the name indicates, side, side, side test. If 3 sides of a triangle are congruent with 3 corresponding sides of the other triangle, then the two triangles are congruent. Next test is ASA test. Angle, side, angle. So which is the side? It is the included side between the two angles. If two angles of a triangle and a side included by them are congruent with two corresponding angles and the side included by them of the other triangle, then the triangles are congruent with each other. Next test is AAS. It is AAS. As the name indicates, angle, angle, side. If two angles of a triangle and a side not included by them are congruent with corresponding angles and a corresponding side not included by them of the other triangle, then the triangles are congruent with each other. Next is hypotenuse side test. Now for hypotenuse side test, there should be right angle triangles. So it is for two right angled triangles. And what is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is the side opposite to right angle. Let's see the test. If the hypotenuse and the side of a right angle triangle are congruent with the hypotenuse and the corresponding side of the other right angle triangle, then the two triangles are congruent with each other. Let's see the different tests of congruency at a glance. First one, SAS test, side angle side test. Next, SSS test, side 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 test. Then ASA test, angle side angle test. And fourth one, AAS, angle angle side, or SAA, side angle angle test. And last one, hypotenuse side test. Let's continue with practice set 13.1. In that, first Roman, first is, in each pair of triangles in the following figures, parts bearing identical marks are congruent. State the test and the correspondence of vertices by which triangles in each pair are congruent. So pair of triangles are given bearing identical marks. The parts which are congruent are shown by identical marks. What we have to do? We have to state the test and the correspondence of vertices by which triangles in each pair are congruent. So we have to state test and correspondence of vertices. Third question. Now see here, pair of triangles is given. So if you are able to write the name easily, okay. Otherwise, better if you want to number it, number it. First triangle, second triangle. And name of the first triangle is, yes children, how you will name it? HEG Then the other triangle will be GFE. And what you have to remember, children, very important, is correspondence. And if you will see the correspondence, you will see vertex H. H corresponds to F and E corresponds to G. So this thing you have to keep in mind. Now what is given? HE is congruent. You can see the identical mark. HE is congruent and HE is congruent with, now point corresponding with H is F, right? So FG. Side HE is congruent with FG and side HG is congruent with FE. So two sides are given. What we have studied is three specific parts should be given. Here two are given. Identical marks. And which is the third one? Then you have to find out. And which is the third one? Third one is this common side. And for this common side, what we will write? Side EG is congruent with GE. Because point corresponding to E is G. This you have to remember. Correspondence should be given correctly. So let's see the solution. First we will write the name of the triangle. In triangle EGH. EGH. So name of the triangle in triangle EGH. Now point corresponding to E is G. So what you will write? GEF. So if you write the name correctly, then correspondence also will come correctly. So EGH, triangle EGH and triangle GEF. Same, we are taking correspondence. EGH corresponds to, you have to put the sign of now, corresponds to GEF. And again triangle EGH is congruent to GEF by which test, children? That is, all the three sides are given. So SSS test. So this thing you have to remember which point corresponds to which point. Now H is point corresponding with F. This thing you have to keep in mind. H is with F and E is with G. So accordingly you will name it. Now next question. Next question, you see two triangles are given, right? You can also see the identical marking. If you see the identical marking, you will find S. Angle S is having the identical marking of O and M is having the identical marking like P. And what else is given? Side is given. One side. And which is that side? This side is included by two angles. Same way here also. The side is given included side. That is between two angles. So test also, you know which test it is? It is ASA test. Right? And now correspondence. That also we have to write correctly. So solution. First we will write name of the triangle. Here the name of the triangle is taken as AMS. So this is a triangle AMS and point corresponding to A is T. You can see corresponding to A is T. A is not having any marking, T is also not having marking. So A with T and with M we are having P. So and with S we are having O. So AMS and TPO. Now correspondence. So if you write the names correctly, that only we can write as correspondence. So AMS corresponds to TPO. And remember children, when we are writing correspondence, we are just writing the vertices. And then which test it is? It is angle, side, angle. Included side it is. So triangle AMS congruent to triangle TPO by ASA test. Now look at these triangles. This is the first triangle. This is the second triangle. So if we will name it, how we will name it? In triangle. Now T is corresponding with T. You can see the and then N is corresponding with N. And here it is M. So we can say that TNM and which is the other triangle, children? TNS. If you write the names correctly, that also we can take it as correspondence. Now which are the identical marks given? One angle is given, then another angle is given, side is given, right? So we can say angle, angle, side test, angle, angle, side test. Yes, children? Okay, now also observe the figure and you will find that TN is common to TN. One common side is also there. So we have to consider that also. And then here we are having more than one test because here 4 parts are given. And which is the next one? This is the angle, this is the side. So angle, side, angle. This test also can be taken. Angle, side, angle. And the another test is, we can also take it as side, angle, side. Right? This is the common side. So we can take it as side, angle, side. So here, children, 3 tests are given. Let's see the solution. In triangle TNM and TNS, same correspondence we have taken. So TNM corresponds with TNS. Triangle TNM is congruent with triangle TNS with which test? ASA, angle, side, angle, ASA test. First I have shown you all the tests separately. So another test is same way we will write. In triangle TNM and triangle TNS, correspondence is TNM corresponds to TNS. Triangle TNM is congruent with triangle TNS with AA test. This is the AAS test. And in triangle TNM and triangle TNS, correspondence is TNM corresponds to TNS. Triangle TNM is congruent with triangle TNS by SAS test. This is the one side, S, A, and this is a common side, SAS test. So here, children, we are having 3 tests. So now all the 3 tests have been written together. In triangle TNM and triangle TNS, then we are writing the correspondence. TNM corresponds to TNS. Triangle TNM is congruent to triangle TNS. First is ASA test, or triangle TNM is congruent to triangle TNS with AAS test, and the third one is TNM. Triangle TNM is congruent to triangle TNS by SAS test. So depending on the question, you will be writing. Now we will study about the remaining congruent parts. Now let's see what are these remaining congruent parts. Now look at these triangles. Triangle ABC and triangle QPR. See, vertex A is corresponding with Q. Identical marking is also given. So A corresponds with Q. B, P. So B corresponds with P. And C corresponds with R. And we know that 6 congruencies are there, 6 corresponding parts are there. Which are those 6? Angle A congruent to angle Q, angle B congruent to angle P, and angle C congruent to angle R. And now about sides. Side AB is congruent to side QP. And then the next side is side BC, which is the side BC congruent with PR. And the third one is side CA congruent with side RQ. So 6 corresponding parts are there. And we have also studied that if 3 specific parts of one triangle are congruent with another, then the triangles are congruent. And these 3 specific parts also determine the test of congruency. So when 3 specific parts are congruent, then the remaining 3 parts are also congruent. So now if in the remaining 3 parts angles are there, we call them corresponding angles of congruent triangles, and in short we will be writing CACT. It means full form is corresponding angles. They are corresponding angles of congruent triangles. And if the sides are there, then corresponding sides of congruent triangles. In short we write CSCT, corresponding sides of congruent triangles. And when we write them, after determining the test, after writing the test, when we have to write the remaining congruent parts. Let's start practice set 13.2. In each pair of triangles given below, paths shown by identical marks are congruent. State the test and the one-to-one correspondence of vertices by which triangles in each pair are congruent and remaining congruent parts. So here each pair of triangles are given. Shown by identical marks, and we know identical marks means they are congruent. What we have to do? We have to state the test. So first thing is we have to state the test, then one-to-one correspondence of vertices by which triangles in each pair are congruent and remaining congruent parts. So we have seen which are remaining congruent parts. First one. Now observe this figure. So children, when you are writing in the books, you have to draw the figure with ruler and pencil. Now in this figure, we can see a pair of triangles. Which are those pair of triangles? One is, you can say, MST, triangle MST, right? And another one is now TBM. Now what important thing is, you have to see the correspondence of vertices. Observe properly, you will see that angle S, or the marking of this angle S and marking of this angle B is correspond. So it is identical. And you can see that this marking indicates right angle. This is the marking of right angle. Angle S is right angle. Angle B is also a right angle. And S corresponds to B. So we know that M corresponds to T. You can see the marking. Because when we read the side, it is SM. So it is BT. So M corresponds to T. So while writing the name of the triangle and correspondence, we have to be careful. So we know each is a right angle triangle, S and B. Then the marking, that is side MS congruent to side TB. It is also given. So we can say now two things are given. One is right angle, one is side given. So we have to find out, 3 specific paths should be there. So we have to find out which is the other hidden information, and which is that common side. But when we will be writing this common side, M corresponds to T. So we will say MT common to TM. And this common side is nothing but, children, it is hypotenuse. It is opposite to right angle, right? So we can say by observation which test it is. It is hypotenuse side test, right? So now solution. Solution. So children, you are going to present this way. You are going to draw the figure and then show the identical markings also. So first we know we have to write the name of the triangles. So name of the triangle is, first one, triangle MST, this triangle. And second triangle is TBM. You have to keep in mind that vertex S corresponds to B and vertex M corresponds to T. And which triangle's name we are writing? First, that triangle's congruent parts and remaining parts we will be writing that way. So after writing the name of the triangles, we will be writing the correspondence. So correspondence is MST corresponds to TBM. Then what is given? What is given is one of the side, that is side MS is congruent to side TB. So we will be writing side MS congruent to side TB, and the reason in bracket we are writing reason, that is given. And then angle MST, this is the angle MST, right angle MST is congruent to angle TBM, right, and right angle. Then MT congruent to TM, MT congruent to TM, it is a common side and it is also the hypotenuse. So therefore triangle MST is congruent to triangle TBM by hypotenuse side test. After writing the test, what we have to write? We have to write the remaining congruent parts. So which are the remaining congruent parts? One angle is already taken, so remaining two angles are there. Which are those angles? We will name them. Angle TMS. When we say angle TMS, this is the angle TMS. This is the angle M. TMS congruent to triangle MTB. So always keeping in mind, children, M is corresponding with T. And reason is CACT. What is the full form of CACT? We have seen it is corresponding angles of congruent triangles. Then the next one is STM, another angle, and that angle's name is STM congruent to BMT, and the reason is same, CACT, corresponding angles of congruent triangle. Then what is remaining? One of the side, and which is that side? ST, this side ST congruent to BM. So side ST congruent to side BM, and the reason is CSCT, corresponding side of congruent triangles. So this is the way we have to attempt. We have to write name of the triangle, correspondence, given part, test, and remaining congruent parts. Next is assignment. This is assignment question, children. State the test and correspondence of vertices by which triangles in the given pair are congruent. So here you have to just write the test and correspondence of vertices, and you know how to do it. So here we will stop and we will continue in the next session. Thank you, children. Sai Ram.